Hey everyone, I'm Dustin. I have nearly 20 years experience in the bike and e-bike industry, and today I'm going to show you a must-see three-wheel electric bike for two adults. Stick around. All right, so today I'm going to show you this three-wheel electric bike for two adults, but before I do, hit that subscribe button below, stay in touch with us here at 630, and be the first to know about all the new content we're putting out, giveaways, and of course, new product info about all of our new product releases. All right, so right here, I've got a three-wheel electric bike for two adults. This is actually something we hear about quite often is, two adults want to ride together, or let's say we have one adult that maybe isn't physically as capable as another adult, but they still want to do those bike rides together. Well, right here, we have that three-wheel electric bike for two adults. Let me walk you through this. So this is an e-bike rickshaw setup, or you could call this a rickshaw. The benefit of this electric tricycle for two adults is that it's really not any longer than a typical electric tricycle. You're only about 3 inches longer than a three-wheel electric bike, but you've got this seat on the back here where you can have a second adult ride. And the max capacity of this tricycle is up to 500 pounds. So you could have a rider that's 250 pounds, you could have a passenger that's 250 pounds, and there's a 750 watt motor on this three-wheel electric tricycle that can power up to 500 pounds around town, up hills, to the store, whatever you need to do. And you can see I'm 5'10", about 215 pounds. This is going to safely fit me on the back here. And actually, I've ridden with my daughter before. Oh, let me go ahead and unbuckle. Okay, we've got a seatbelt back here as well. So, you could have somebody sit right next to me. I've actually fit my wife next to me before as well. But you can see that I can comfortably fit back here and somebody can drive me around. Honestly, it's quite fun if you've never done it before. So the benefit here is, well, number one, if you have two physically capable riders, you could take the approach of one person gets to rest while the other one rides and then switch. Or if you do have a rider that maybe, like I said, has a physical handicap or just isn't as physically capable, let them sit on the back and you guys can still enjoy a bike ride together. And if you're curious about some of the dimensions and the step over height, I've actually done another video on our channel measuring all of those elements, so you can see how easy it would be for somebody to get on. You can also see the length and see how what I'm saying is the overall length is actually not much longer than a typical three-wheel electric bike. Now, the benefit, like I said, this comes with a 750 watt front hub motor. So this is going to take you up to speeds of 20 miles an hour by just using the throttle. So this actually, and let me get into that, has a thumb throttle and a pedal assist. So what that means is like a gas pedal on your car, you just push this with your thumb and the bike will go. So if you choose to not pedal at all, you can use that throttle and it will do all the work for you. And with the 750 watts of power, it's going to easily be able to transport up to 500 pounds. I've actually done more weight, but that's the advertised weight that we're saying this electric trike can handle. Now you also have the 5 levels of pedal assist. If you didn't have a rider on this bike, in level 5, I could get this thing going up to over 20 miles an hour because level 5 is very, very powerful if you're combining that with your own pedaling power as well. So if you choose to get a little exercise, you can put it into level 5. You can, if you choose to get a little exercise, you can keep it in level 1. On flat ground, you're still going to be able to pedal somebody with being on the back. The other thing too is this has a 7-speed derailleur. So the 7-speed derailleur is not linked to the electronics at all. That's just part of the actual bicycle. You can see back here, the derailleur is underneath here. So you have 7 speeds like you'd have on a 7-speed bicycle. The beauty is, and I've done it, if you keep this in gears 1 or 2 and you have passengers, you can easily pedal when you're on flat ground. And I say easily because honestly, when you put it into first gear, it's so easy to pedal, you're not going to notice the weight of the rider that much. Now, if it bogs you down, again, put it in level 1, 2, or 3, and it's going to easily get the bike moving. But the beauty is like you can choose, you know, if you see those little buggies, those things that are by the beach, and you see people riding with 4 passengers, you know, that just gives you an example. Like this is one person pedaling with another person on the back. If 4 people can go on those things, I've even seen 6 people, we've geared this in a way where you could pedal this like a normal bicycle and have a passenger easily. And then once you kick on the motor, it gets even simpler. And again, check out our channel, look for electric bike rickshaw or tricycle for multiple passengers on our channel. And I've got videos demoing with multiple people on the back. Now, getting into that also, we have disc brakes, and the disc brakes are located on both of the rear wheels and the front wheel. So it's going to provide really, really ample stopping power. I mean, you have 3 disc brakes on every wheel. That's not always the case. Sometimes with the tricycles, you'd have 1 drum brake in the middle. But in this case, you have 3 disc brakes controlled by your hand grips up here. And trust me, when you want to stop and you pull that rear brake, it stops immediately. And again, check out our other video. I go down some very steep hills with a passenger, and the braking power is ample enough to stop. I think we had about just over 400 pounds on this specific 630 electric bike rickshaw. So the beauty is you have the 3 disc brakes, 1 on every wheel to really, really stop you. Now moving up here, you've got this front shock. This is kind of nice because if you've got a heavy load on there and you're hitting bumps, the shock is going to absorb some of that if you so choose. You can actually engage and disengage the shock by turning this little knob right here. So basically if you're on flat ground and you want to maximize the roll of the tire and the wheel, you lock it out, meaning it won't actually move up and down, which is going to make rolling a lot smoother. But if you're going over some bumpy terrain, because you can see the tires we have on here, it could actually handle some, you know, hard packed trails, things like that. You may want to engage the fork because it'll absorb the bumps and take away the vibration from your body. Now moving into the tires, you can see we have the 4-inch fat tires, the 20-inch rear, and the 26-inch front. These are awesome because number one, the 20-inch in the rear lowers the center of gravity. It's going to make it safer for the passenger in the back, and also stability-wise. So by lowering the rear here, we're making it more stable, raising the front up. It's really going to make it so when you take turns, you're not going to feel off kilter or off balance. There are a lot of people that talk about the balancing of tricycles, and sometimes they say they're prone to tip. Well, with this design, with the rear fat tires and the lower center of gravity, tipping won't really be an issue. All right, so also on this 3-wheel electric bike for 2 adults, we have a huge battery. This is a 21 amp hour, 48 volt battery. This is really essential for a tricycle for passengers because you're going to drain the battery with the heavier load, right? If you're running a 500 pound load and you're using the motor, battery's going to drain quicker. So what we're talking about range-wise here is I feel confident you can get a minimum of 20 miles with this trike because of the battery size. Now, that's going to depend on also what level of pedal assist you're using and also how frequently you're using the throttle. But the big battery is going to make you be able to really ride. I've personally done 20 miles on this and I haven't even drained the entire battery. But again, the load is going to bear on that. Also the terrain, what kind of hills are you doing, and then how frequently are you using the pedal assist and the thumb throttle. But it's great because you're not going to have to worry about the battery daily, especially if you're doing short trips, 1, 2, 3 miles, or you're picking your kids up at school. This battery is going to last for like a week or 2 before you really have to charge. Again, if you're just doing short trips. You're doing longer trips and you probably have to manage the battery power a little more frequently to make sure the battery's not dying, things like that. And then up here you have a display. It's going to show you your battery power, your speed, what level of pedal assist you're in, also your odometer, how many miles you've gone, things like that. All right, now let's talk about the seat here. Now this 3-wheel electric bike for 2 adults, of course we have a seat belt, and this can easily fit around. You can strap this in, tighten it down. Now this is big enough to fit across 2 adults, and you can pull it as tight as you need. Or you could put 3 children back here. And the beauty of this too is if you're in the market for a 3-wheel electric bike, you can actually take this seat off. So if you want, go ahead and take the seat off, and you could ride this without even having the seat on. It's 4 bolts that are tightened down with some lock nuts, but if you take those off, now this turns into a 3-wheel electric trike that's only about 2-3 inches longer than a typical, and you could actually attach a basket to that in the back. We're developing one here at 630, and then you could ride this as you see fit. Oh, some passengers are coming over, go ahead and put the seat back on, and it'll be easily interchangeable for you to use. And like I said, this is going to be big enough for up to 2 adults or 3 children. And actually on this one right here, but on our next model, we will have storage under the seat so you can bring things with you. So if you're riding by yourself, you can put your own stuff under there. And the reality of the seat weighs less than 10 pounds. So if you took this off, this is gonna ride like a normal 3-wheel electric trike. But even if you leave it on and you're riding around a community with the electric assist, you're not gonna notice the weight difference, to be honest. So this is great because it's a multi-purpose where you can get so much more out of it than if you just went with a 3-wheel electric tricycle that doesn't have the ability to attach the seat. You know, you're not going to be able to bring passengers as you so choose. So it's kind of fun, right? You're just cruising around the neighborhood. You could throw your kids on, pick up some other kids, head to the park, pick your kids up at school. It just gives you so many more options by having the seat on the back here. Last thing I want to say is we've also designed this to have an ergonomic riding position. So we really wanted our rider to be super comfortable. So you can see that I'm in an upright position, my back's relaxed, the handlebars curve in, which means I don't have to like strain my arms. I'm not leaning forward at all. The other beautiful thing is there's 4 custom adjustment points. You can raise and lower the handlebars, tilt the handlebars, raise and lower the seat. Seat's a little low for me right now. And then you could also tilt the seat. So you can dial in the position and make it as comfortable for your body as you see fit. There's some other electric bike rickshaws that exist, but the riding position is a little less comfortable. You have to lean forward a little bit more. And so this is really nice because it's not only keeping the comfort of the passengers in mind, but also keeping the comfort of the rider in mind. And so I like it as well because this is so easy to steer. You have the handlebars coming into your body. And again, this is compact with the seat where you just can ride it like a normal tricycle, right? It's not like it's pulling the weight. It's easy to steer. We've made it so you can drive it like a normal tricycle. And if you want 2 passengers on here, you can have it. If you don't, it's still gonna ride and steer really easy without passengers on the back. All right, so this is the 630 3-wheel electric tricycle for 2 passengers. If you have any other questions about this tricycle at all, please comment below or shoot us an email, the team at sixthreezero.com, or you can call us 310-982-2877. Also, if you're in the market for a 3-wheel electric trike, check out our website, sixthreezero.com. You'll find this model on there and a couple other 3-wheel electric tricycles as well. And if you're in the market for an e-bike and you don't know which one you want, take our proprietary body fit quiz on our website, answer a few questions about your body and your life, and we'll recommend either the perfect tricycle or bicycle for you. And we have a 30-day test ride your bike policy. If you don't love your tricycle or bike in the first 30 days, send it back, no questions asked, no money out of your pocket. And lastly, join our Facebook peddlers group and download our app. Before you purchase, these are great places to connect with existing 630 riders, see how they're riding their bikes, ask them questions. Then once you have your 630 bike, the app is a lot of fun to track your rides and compete on the leaderboard and make new friends in the peddlers group. So thank you for sticking around, and don't forget, it's your journey, your experience. Enjoy the ride.